So here I find myself loading firewood at the home farm. But what I'd rather be doing is moose hunting. And if I could choose one place to go moose hunting, it would be in the Cassiar Mountains of British Columbia with BC Safaris. This week's adventure is an epic. It spans 3 years of moose hunting with these good folks, and finally we got the moose we wanted. You know, I was up there for a couple of years. Keith Beasley was up there for a year. We saw some great scenery, made some new friends again, and had some great adventures. This is going to be a great show, and I'm looking forward to sharing it with you. I'm your host, Thomas Pigeon for Canada the Rough. Let's get hunting.
Dodge presents Canada in the Rough, the hunting adventure documentary series. Canada, the last hunting frontier, 3.5 million square miles of unspoiled wilderness, and some of the best hunting on the planet. Canada in the Rough, the hunting adventure documentary series. Season 6 is brought to you by Dodge, grab life by the horns. Rocky Outdoor Gear. The Beretta family of firearms. Federal Premium Ammunition, every shot counts. Bass Pro Shops, your adventure starts here. Yamaha, ATVs and outboards. And Pioneer Log Homes of BC, the finest log homes on earth. This week on Canada in the Rough, we're moose hunting in BC. Northern British Columbia is home to some of the world's best moose hunting, and BC Safaris is in the heart of it all. Moose are the largest species in the deer family, and during October, bulls are gathering up harems of cows for the rut, which offers a great opportunity to get up close and personal with these kings of the mountains. Thomas starts off our adventure hunting with Shane Black from BC Safaris back in 2007. After that, we tag along as Keith Beasley heads back to BC to hunt with Shane for an incredible moose hunt you have to see. Keith is hunting during the peak of the rut and came away with memories he will treasure for life. This week's episode is full of great adventure, breathtaking wildlife encounters, and big moose. Not to mention some of the most stunning scenic landscapes we've ever filmed. Stay tuned for an episode you will not want to miss. This segment of Rough Gear is brought to you by Ontario Monster Whitetails Magazine. All Ontario, all the time.
You know, Keith, when we're out there doing big game hunting, you know, I've always loved big guns for big game, a 300 WSM, 375, you know, and I think a lot about caliber, as a lot of hunters think about caliber, but bullet and bullet structure is really important. Tell me about your thoughts on that and some of the new ammunition coming out.
Well, some of the new ammunition is just high end, and there's companies out there making stuff that's absolutely elite and leading the market in what it's doing. Some of the ability to have ammunition that retains its weight when it hits to still retain accuracy is kind of what we're looking for, especially with all the hunting we do across this great nation and the big game animals that we're hunting. So something that really retains weight. You don't want it fragmenting or falling apart. You want something that, you know, hits to the core, is able to crush bones, still retain its weight power. So that's something I look for in ammunition.
I guess one of our hallmarks on shooting at the show is that front quartering shot where it's presented. As an archer, you'd never take it, but with a bullet structure that's got a tip structure like this new trophy bonded tip bullet. You know, we've been out there with these bullets. They have knockdown power, everything you'd want in a great piece of ammunition.
Absolutely, and you know as well as I do, when you get that moment and that's time, you don't want to waste time with improper, inferior product. You want the best, and you want the ability to make that shot count.
Coming up, our BC moose hunting adventure begins after the break. Closed captioning is brought to you by Burris. See the light. British Columbia is renowned for its great moose hunting and is home to some of North America's largest moose. An adult stands 6 to 7 feet high at the shoulders, and adult males can weigh up to 1,500 pounds. BC Safaris has been very successful in putting their clients in front of big moose, and that's who we will be starting our adventure with today. Back in 2006, Thomas and Shane Black hunted long and hard for a good bull moose, but unfortunately were not successful. The following year, Thomas headed back with Shane to give it one more shot.
What a gorgeous day. And we got in here late last night, set up camp, slept really well. I can't tell you how well we slept. You know, after a 7-hour drive or 7-hour ride through that buckbrush, boy, everybody's beat. Anyways, good night's sleep under our belt, beautiful weather. We see a couple of cows up top, and we saw a lot of animals when we came in yesterday. It should be a great day for moose hunting. Where there's a cow at this time of the year, there's often a bull. Well, I'm doing the dishes while the boys are out getting the horses ready. They're feeding them, saddling them, and getting them ready for the last day of our BC mountain adventure. You know, we've had a terrific week out here. We've seen a bunch of cows and calves. We've seen some smaller moose, small bulls. We saw a couple of wolves, we heard a bunch of wolves, and that may be our problem. You know, normally you have a much better opportunity to get into great moose out here. It's just been a really strange season. You know, they had, 30 or 40 feet worth of snow out here last year. I mean, boy, that must have just hammered the population. But who knows? You know, it ain't over until it's over. This is our last day of our hunt. We're going to saddle up, get out. I'm going to dump this dishwasher, and we're going hunting. out here for 5 days riding horses. That's what we call an Eastern Canadian bull out there. It's gotta be 26 inches across. Shane says, put that gun away.
Coming up, Keith Beasley heads back to BC to finish our moose hunting saga.
Nice cold morning, Shane.
Yeah, real brisk. You noticed we've pretty much frozen everything in the country except for a landing strip on the lake here, and should be good for moose movement. We're going hunting really up high, and the big bulls are laying up, breeding unbred cows.
Yeah, this cold snap got the moose moving a lot more, do you figure?
Yeah, our rutting behavior has been a bit peculiar this year. It started late, and it's just the other day moving some equipment over to where we're going to go with the plane, and we saw a couple great big bulls, and they're just laying up by themselves. And,
yeah.
But yeah,
about a day's ride into the spike camp today on the horses?
Day's ride, yep. Long day, and then we'll set up spike camp and be on our way hunting.
Ready to go?
Yeah.
Great. Well, let's get hunting. We're really looking forward to this.
Yeah, looking forward to having you. So
Good
you
stuff.
jump on and fit your saddle.
Absolutely. Count a calf. Look how dark their bottom side is, eh? There's another one up above them, eh?
There's another cow there.
Oh yeah, there she is.
Make a few calls just to see if we can turn in here.
It's hard to believe there could be 6 or 8 cows and calves in that area and not spot a bull. But I guess he could be anywhere, right?
That looks like a bull on the left.
There's a bull over there.
Oh yeah.
Big bull.
Nice young bull.
Yeah. Unfortunately, not a shooter. You know, kind of 40 inches.
He's working that call though for you.
Yeah.
Another couple of years, he'll be a good one.
Yeah.
We're back in from day one.
Yep.
I've never seen so many moose in all of my life, Shane. That was an exciting day today.
Yeah, it was really a fun day. You know, it's nice to go hunting. It's nice not always to shoot something on the first minute of the first day, or, you know, it's nice to get out there. Of course, we don't wait till the last minute of the last day either. So a tremendous amount of cows, small bulls, but with that amount of cows, there's going to be 2, 3 big bulls up there.
Well, we covered a lot of ground, seen a lot of moose. The horses worked hard. They're getting some supper now, getting the oats and getting some energy back into them for another day tomorrow. Hopefully we'll have a moose to pack out.
Yeah, game God's willing, and weather not being too extreme, we'll be on it.
Good. Time for dinner and get some sleep?
Yep, time for bed pretty quick here.
Right on. Sounds good.
Coming up, day 2 can only be described with 2 words: big bull.
Better take it.
Look, there. You see that bull?
Yeah.
That's a big bull.
It's up there. It's right there. It's 350 yards. He sets up fantastic bull. There's the shot. I don't have him. He's behind a tree on me. He'll keep coming. He'll keep coming. Let him come. Let him come. Let him come. Better take it.
Sounded like you crashed right close.
Yeah. Nice, one clean shot.
Shane, he's
Look at
right
this.
there. He's
There he
right
is.
there.
One paddle is bigger than a lot of other moose.
That
That's
is
nice, huh?
incredible.
Truly mature northern British Columbia bull moose.
Well, you weren't long putting us on this guy this morning. You'd
this
said you
one
knew
was,
where all the cows and calves were, and you said there should be a bull coming around, and you called that to a T. I mean, you gave a couple cow calls. He turned, went around a bit of a bluff, come back down, raked the antlers, gave us a good show, and then we had kind of an anxious moment seeing where he's going to come out one side or the other. But when he stepped in, I mean, I think our first sighting of him on the second time was 65 yards. We let him come
very
5
close.
more.
Yeah, it was good.
Yeah, and the reason we took the shot we did was he was giving us a perfect shot at the vitals front on. We knew the gun was right on and accurate, and he wasn't going to give us a
and he's
lot.
very close range. You know, you wouldn't take that shot at 200 yards or
Right.
something, but at that distance, it's a good kill shot.
Yeah.
This bull, you know, probably 11 years old, 12 years old. Defensive points close together, you know, full on in the rut. And, you know, we got him late in the rut, so this guy's bred a lot of wonderful cows, and his genetics will continue on.
This thing has everything for score. Width of palm, length of palm, spread, lots of tines, 15 by 12 on the tine. This is an incredible bull moose. You may have to travel a long ways around this world to get a better species or better classification of a species than this.
Oh, absolutely. This bull is fantastic. And I mean, and if you get something that's huge like this, it is a bonus. It's the being out here and, you know, enjoying the country and the horses and the terrain and looking at so many animals.
Well, I just want you to know, from start to finish, you guys have been top notch, and then to finish with shooting and harvesting a bull moose like this has been an absolute pleasure to be here with you guys in this part of the country. This is a beautiful piece of Canada, let alone the world.
Yeah, this is a beautiful piece of Canada, and we only got one Earth, so we got to look after it.
Well, it's neat to see the way you guys care for it, care for the animals, care for the land we're on, and just truly enjoy it and appreciate it, and that really is part of this adventure for us. So I just want to thank you again for having us
You're
here.
welcome. Pleasure having you.
Well, I told you it would be an epic adventure, and it surely was. Over the course of 3 years, we traveled more than 20,000 air miles back and forth from British Columbia. We shared more than 25 campfires. We were on horseback for more than 30 days. And I don't know how many miles our respective legs walked, but it was a bunch. It was a great adventure, and we finally got the moose of a lifetime, a 64-inch monster. Good man, Keith. If you ever have a chance to get out and hunt with the folks at BC Safaris, you've got to do it. Until the next time, I'm Thomas Pigeon for Canada in the Rough. Enjoy the greatness of Canada and be proud of your hunting heritage.
Canada in the Rough has been brought to you today by Dodge, grab life by the horns. Rocky Outdoor Gear. The Beretta family of firearms. Federal Premium Ammunition, every shot counts. Bass Pro Shops, your adventure starts here. Yamaha, ATVs and outboards. And Pioneer Log Homes of BC, the finest log homes on earth. For more information on today's episode of Canada in the Rough, log on to CanadaInTheRough.com. Learn more about the show and past episodes, and catch up with our latest adventures.